Hi, my name is Mark Walker. I'm the editorial director of the FinTech Times, and we are here at Money 2020 Middle East here in Riyadh. I'm going to start off by asking my interviewee to introduce himself to you, the audience.
Hi, I'm Ziad Mabsout, co-founder and CEO of Vennre. Vennre is a wealth creation platform building a solution for individuals in the region that are high earners, not rich yet, or the Henrys of the region, to allow them access to products and investments that help them achieve financial freedom on the midterm to long term, that are as well Sharia compliant, aligning with their values and beliefs.
Fantastic. So, I mean, it's really interesting to have you here. Obviously, the first sort of thing that I want to talk about really is, obviously you're a London regulated entity as well, and you're now here in Riyadh. Give me a little bit of an idea as to what differences you see with working within this region.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the key point that once we decided to set up the business based out of London is because we wanted to get top regulator coverage, being at the highest level of governance, compliance. That's very important to build a trust with the investors and to build trust with counterparties, because fintech, let's be honest and transparent, they are a startup by the end of the day, correct? So it's a combination of finance and technology, but they are a startup. So there might be some risks for people to trust, to feel more confident to trust the platforms. And regulator comes in at the right timing, at the right moment to say they are compliant. So that's why we went for the UK FCA coverage, because it's one of the top worldwide, very advanced global fintechs that grew out of UK, like Revolut and Monzo of the world. They are growing. And we as well decided for the region, our headquarters will be Saudi Arabia and Riyadh. And was an approach of building from a local perspective, not from a global perspective. So we came here to Saudi Arabia. We were so lucky to align with the third co-founder, Abdurrahman Al Malik, to join efforts, local partnerships being developed, and building bottom up the solution in Saudi Arabia for the region here.
And I guess thinking a little bit about the sort of the market that you serve, it's really looking at a different type of investor, isn't it, to what a traditional sort of venture capitalist firm would be looking at or something else. And are you seeing that same demographic and trend coming into the kingdom?
Absolutely. So the Henry segment globally is very interesting segment, the high earners not rich yet. We say those who are the ones that generate six-figure incomes, but they are not rich yet. They have a very good lifestyle, but in reality, their lifestyle is financed by their income, not by their passive income, by their active income from employment. They are professionals, they are doing well in their career. The demographic is they are between 30 and 50 years old. And the Henry segment has been growing as well in the region, and specifically in Saudi Arabia, with new joiners to the job market, like female. They became more active in the job market here in Saudi Arabia. They took big responsibilities. Graduates from top universities, employee of sovereign wealth fund and PIF subsidiaries, and the top consulting companies. Those are all people working long hours. They are generating good income. Sometimes they are saving, but they miss the opportunity of how to build a proper portfolio that will create wealth for them on the midterm to long term. Interesting enough, Henrys are so busy to think about their own finance and their own investment and to make their next investment decision. So you find many of them sitting on a lot of cash, and just the banks are using this cash and making money out of it, and they are not optimizing it. So that's the segment that we are focused on, and narrowing it down to more Sharia-compliant Henrys that are seeking top investments globally and regionally, but that are Sharia-compliant is something very unique as well. So we estimate that there are at least 1 million Henrys in Saudi Arabia that are unserved in the proper way, and they don't meet the criteria to be privately banked, and we are here to build their solution.
Okay, fantastic. And what sort of things are these Henrys attracted to? Because I know that recently you've facilitated some access to sort of secondary share sales and that type of thing. Do they have a very different idea on what they want to invest in, or is it a bit of traditional, a bit of a modern investing? How do you see that?
So if you want to step back a bit, the core challenge of Henrys is really being guided in their investment journey. And because they don't meet the threshold of private banks, they don't get the attention. And we know why they don't get the attention, because it's not cost efficient for private banks to onboard individuals with lower amounts. So the cost to service them is high. That's where technology plays a big role. When the user onboards on the platform such as Vennre, they see that they have a path to build a wealth journey. It starts with wealth coaching, deciding on their suitable asset allocation, what they should diversify in, and trying to protect their next investment decision. So this is one element. Giving them tools that they can access all day long. They don't need to speak to someone to get to certain answers. And this is the beauty of technology. At the same time, when they need an advisor or a coach, wealth coach, they can speak to. With investments product, we're bringing access to the hard to access product, which are private investments. Henrys do have access nowadays to public market through brokerage platforms, through the interactive brokers, Saxo Bank of the world, or the similar ones. But they still are out from exclusive private opportunities like venture capital, real estate, and private equity that family offices, ultra high net worth individuals, and institutional investors get in. So lately, we were able to participate in one of the growing food technology business, the fastest growing food technology business in the world and in the region, which is Calo. They were doing the round B, and we were able to secure an allocation through a secondary position. And what we focus on is bringing opportunities that are de-risked as much as possible. And would like to protect the individuals, not to put big amounts in those opportunities. So we lowered the entry ticket to as low as $5,000 with a cap on how much maximum they can allocate to, which is a unique approach and feature, because we didn't want people to get so excited on certain opportunities and put $50,000 and $100,000, because that could be very risky. The challenge was private investment, that private investment is illiquid, and we acknowledge this. But as well, this is the other side of the coin. Private investment is what allow individuals to create wealth on the midterm and the long term. So balancing those two elements is very important for individuals like Henry's.
Fantastic. And I guess, sort of thinking a little bit, you were saying about the technology type of thing, that's something that you've had to define yourself and build yourself to give access to these areas. How complicated was that, and how long sort of does the process take?
So definitely technology is very crucial, because technology will allow us to offer individuals more of a personalized wealth journey rather than one size fits all product. Because your circumstances are different than mine. And something could come up in your life journey that could require certain liquidity, could require certain milestones and targets to achieve are different than mine. So how could we do this without the presence of strong technology that is analyzing individual needs and recommending based on that? And that's the beauty of technology, because it allows people to feel that they have the personalized journey without the cost of having a personalized wealth advisor at each moment you need to have a conversation.
Fantastic. So thinking about the future a little bit now, obviously we're here in Riyadh. What do you think the market's going to look like in the next sort of 3 to 5 years, and what are going to be your main priorities here?
Amazing. So you are called the fintech times. Fintech became the big umbrella of any sector or solution within the money plus technology, correct? But, so we believe wealth tech is the space we are in, is the 2.0 of fintech. And we are focused on the wealth tech rather than just a platform that offers products in a way that assume that product fits for everyone. So the future in the coming 3 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years, we see it more holistic solutions for individuals to build their wealth journey, because people could get access through Vennre to private investment, real estate, private equity, venture capital, global or regional, great. But they have public portfolio. They could have interest in sukuk, fixed income Sharia-compliant. They could have interest in SME lending. How the holistic image of their portfolio will come together. So we strongly see in the coming 5 years a trend of more holistic approach and consolidated approach for people to be able to get into the different asset classes, at the same time be informed about their next investment decision, rather than making their investment decisions per platform.
Absolutely. And obviously, final question, we're obviously here at Money 2020 in the Middle East, the first ever Money 2020 in the region. What's your view on the event and how important is it to achieving your goals and development for the kingdom?
So I think we've been building here for the past couple of years, and for the past 18 months we went live. Saudi Arabia is a very important market in the region and very important market for us. It's a great testimony of what Saudi Arabia is playing a role in the region as a fintech attraction, whether for ideas or whether as well for startups to grow and for funding. We are meeting today with some leaders in the fintech space in the UK here in Riyadh, which we haven't met in London yet. So it can tell you a lot. The head of innovation at FCA is here present at Money 2020. So this is telling you that Money 2020 Middle East is taking a global approach rather than just a local approach with a local context. And that's very important. And it connects the dots on the longer term. Revolut is aiming to come in the region. Robinhood is coming to the region. The region is the attraction in the next years. And I believe Riyadh is the place, honestly speaking. And if I have any piece of recommendation for startup founders, focus on this market, even if that means bringing more competition to us. But I think competition will make the best solution for the individuals. And that's really what we care on the longer term.
Fantastic. I can't think of a better way to end the interview on that. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.